Good morning, campers. Welcome back to Train Simulator 2015 and back to Soldier Summit. Alright, Loco's had a chance to cool off and we're ready to get going. Still a few miles of climb before we reach the summit. Alright. No pressure. Switch into forward. Little, not as good a frame rate as normal today for some reason. I shall investigate another time, but I'm afraid y'all will just have to deal with this today. Let's get our power up and kill the brakes. I said, kill the brakes. Come on! You can do it. Go, 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 go. Full power! Oof, it is struggling so hard to get going up this hill. Wow, that was amazing. Let's get our window open. Because this looks like a warm summer day. Why would you not have the window open? The track to our right appears slightly overgrown. Hello, oncoming train. There we go. I want to make sure I've got this stuff set properly. What's that? My locomotive brake? That'll probably help. Why can't I put the locomotive brake down? Interesting. Maybe that's just something I can't change. Oh well. Anyway, countryside looking fantastic. I think that whistle post might have been a little early. I mean, I'm only doing 5 under the speed limit, but still, nowhere near the crossing yet. There's 2 random dumpsters out in the middle of nowhere. That's a heck of a climb on that little road. Anyway, today we are finishing up the 2-part scenario that takes you across the entire route, the entire Soldier Summit route. That is lovely. I mean, it could look better, but you know. It's the stuff I have to deal with, considering my computer's a little out of date. Not much out of date, but enough out of date the Train Simulator has stopped working well again. It was, ironically, one of the reasons I upgraded my computer was so Train Simulator would run better, and then they upgraded Train Simulator, and now it runs like crap again. So, you know. Never quite keep up with them, but we are managing, I think. that start going downhill up here? No, we're still climbing for a good little while here. I'm a little worried about what the downhill is going to be like. The brakes on this train act very differently to how they act in the rest of Train Simulator. So, we will see. We will see. The train looks fantastic. Once again, let's jump to the back. It's a good chunk of loading it has to do. When you go from the back of the train to the front of the train, we're the back of the train, not even through that railroad crossing yet. Quite the long one today. Same one we had in the previous scenario. It's just a continuation of that one. Future videos in Train Simulator will probably be going back to Alfaba scenarios again, just because he's released a ton of scenarios for this route. And I would like to jump into those with some of the more modern locomotives, the Union Pacific equipment, and BNSF stuff looks actually quite fun. Plus, I know how the brakes work on those already, so realism not necessary. I don't come to this game for realism, I come to this game for trains. And this. Because that's fun. Everyone likes that. Everyone likes the horn. The thing I'm learning about these mountain passes that Train Simulator keeps releasing is they always seem to have a major highway right next to them. I'm guessing it's just because the rail line already went through the easiest grade through the mountain, and it just made sense that that would also be the best spot to build a highway. Almost to Galilee North. Galilee North. Galilee. We'll call this Galilee, because I can't say Galilee. I cannot do L's that fast in a row with a vowel between them. Sorry, Galilee it is. Galilee North. So the small bit of advice that I've gotten so far on how to handle brakes on this route is that we're going to want to put on the air brakes at a small application, and then use the dynamic brake to control our speed on the way down. You want to avoid using too much of the air brakes, because if the air brakes are slowing you down to the point where you're going to stop, you have to put the to apply more air. Like you don't want to use up all your air, or you wind up having to go into emergency brake, and then you have to stop and let the reservoir recharge. Hey, we got an achievement. 40 in the SD40, alright. There are so many achievements in this game now. It's over 400 achievements in Train Simulator 2015. What word do we have on this? It's just a milepost. Galilee. Galilee milepost. Galilee. This is a lovely horseshoe. This part of the route is just absolutely gorgeous, just winding in and around these little hills. It's also a lot easier on my computer, I've noticed, than other parts of this route have been. So that's my train that we see down there. That road is the railroad crossing we just went through down there. We're just looping back and forth up to the side of this mountain. Also, I have exceeded 31 miles per hour. Come on, drop down just a little bit. Come on. There you go. Unexpected speed. So that's just like a triple horseshoe sort of situation there. That's the first track, the first horseshoe there, then a second, and then a third. So that is cool. So all that time we spent in this part of the map, we have gone almost nowhere, but we have increased our elevation significantly over the earlier parts of this track. Is there more further uphill? We might actually loop a couple more times. Hold on, what's the map like? No, we kind of a little bit back and forth, but this is the we're mostly eastbound again. Westbound? Eastbound. This is north. All right. This is oriented properly. Eastbound. Going through another horseshoe here. Just a spectacular route. I would love to see this in full glory that this game is capable of. But that would not be video quality. It's probably this this really isn't video quality as it is, but I don't care. I enjoy this game. See the tail end of the train out the window there. Wave to the caboose. Cabooses have passed each other. Nice little moment out the window. Leaning into the next turn already, I see. Alright, here we go. Here's the end of the upward slope. We are officially at the top of this pass. Start bringing the throttle down as well. Oh good, we get to go down at 60. That's encouraging. I was expecting a little more at the summit, honestly. But, we got the Y. The Y is cool. The Y is awesome. Almost looks like that might have been... No, it just turns to avoid the road, I think. Not really any industry up here to service except that gas station. I don't think they need stuff brought in by train. Alright. And here's the downhill. Alright, let's get the dynamics up and ready. We're able to let some speed build up here. We are cleared for 60 miles an hour on the downhill bit. I'm going to be very, very cautious about increasing our speed here. I don't know if the dynamics will be able to really really hold in as we pick up speed. Plus the rest of our train is getting onto the downslope now. It's only a 1% downslope, so hopefully maybe this side isn't as steep as the other side. I'm dreading a scenario going back the other way now. If this is going to be a nice easy grade down. Alright, this might be gentle enough that our dynamics can handle it. So I'm just going to hold it at about 4%. Because I don't want them to turn off. I accidentally did cut it off there for a second, but I don't want it to go off entirely. I'm going to be able to ratchet them back up if we start getting closer to 60. We met back up at the highway again, I see. Though it's a little bit narrower than it was earlier. And the vehicles are still much faster than I am. It's okay, they don't have all of this following them down the hill. I'm actually catching up. Oh, I might overtake the traffic here. Supposed to be going like 43, 44 miles an hour. Interesting choice. I like that little river that's following us down now. It's lovely, just little oxbows here. Ah, they are widening the road. Fascinating. Oh, that truck stopped existing for a moment. Oops. Oops. I wasn't supposed to show that, I don't think. Look at all the massive boulders in the riverbed there. Oof. I would hate to be here when any of those things came rolling down. Oh, we've got a 35-mile-an-hour bit up here. Crap, 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 crap. Come on, come on. Slow down better, slow down better. Oh, this might be it. This might be where we lose it. Oh, we've actually made it down. Oh. Holy cow. Alright. Release the air brakes. Right, so much for thinking we were going to get to coast down the entire mountain at 60. That's the Pleasant Valley branch line, I believe. Not modeled in the game. Exactly. We're actually at 0 grade here. That is surprising. I'm sure I'll have to kick in the dynamics once we hit the downhill again. I think we're going downhill again now. There's the highway going over us this time, instead of the other way around. How's the map looking? Center flare. Alright, so nice snaky path until we get to our next this area, which is going to be cute. Are we picking up speed again yet? No. I am not cutting my dynamic brake on a downhill. I am not gullible enough for that. Hover trailer, does whatever hover trailers do. Multi-ball! Why it chooses not to render wheels on the back of those, I do not know. Probably a distance thing. Don't worry, they won't notice if half the wheels are missing. I'm sure that's a level of detail thing we can drop. This gradient is so gentle, I might not even increase speed without throttle. How weird would that be if I have to throttle up on the downhill point after the terror that this scenario was inspiring in me earlier? Is that a dam? No, it's just a river at 2 different levels. Nothing. Nothing at all. I don't think I was supposed to look under that bridge. Why would anyone look under the bridge, Jim? We can put the seam there and no one will notice. Dramatic camera angle. Be switching to the other side of the freeway once again. What are those 2 cars on the siding here? There's not even ballast under the tracks here. It's just, I guess, the spot where you stick broken cars or something. That was probably more useful before this interstate was built, right? Assuming that's an interstate. Before that highway was built, right? Might have been a business or something. It's like one business on the entire mountain and they built a freeway through it. Once the center track ends, we'll see the tunnel. Oh, and then a nice steep downslope. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Alright. All of my fears from earlier have returned. Every single one of them. Let's get in the cab. Get the dynamic on. Oh, here we go. That's the nose of the train onto the slope and into the tunnel. That was a really short tunnel. That was a really short tunnel. Trying to hang on to control of the train here as more and more of it goes into the into this slope. Oh goodness. Alright, yeah, so this is just as steep as the other side. That just took a little longer to get here. Wow, that is some fascinatingly interesting scenery. That's the highway up there on that cutout. Back in the cab. Focus on the brakes. Focus on the brakes. I don't think I've ever applied this much dynamic brake in any route before. Let's apply a little bit of air brake. Any air brake at all? There we go. Alright, that's helping. That helped a lot. Alright, so that's given us a little more play with the dynamic brake here as well. Alright. Whew. This is... Sorry, this is a little more tense than I expected it to be. I know I was terrified of runaway train situation, but still, this is high drama indeed. Oh. Don't want to get that slow. Just there's the tiniest amount of brake between the air brakes applied and the air brakes not applied. Just like something in between that would be very nice, I feel. So we seem to have it under control again. Hello, oncoming train. I'm not terrified. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, we are still managing to hold on very tightly as we careen down this mountain. It even looks terrifying from outside the cab. Just look at that. That's sheer amount of kinetic energy in this thing right now is unbelievable. I'm almost tempted to replay this scenario and just let the train go out of control and see how long it takes to derail. Or to stop at the end. Whichever one happens sooner. Got a feature coming up called Lynn Crossover North. Let's check out the map and see what that looks like. Show task. It is literally just a crossover. Alright. That's fair. And we've got a siding up ahead as well. We shouldn't have to worry about. We go through Royal and Castle Gate, which I think is a power station, and we'll be... Whoa, 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 easy there. Then we'll be off into the Helper. Oh, wait, what's this? That is Martin Yard. I should probably jump back into the cab. That's Martin Yard again. So yeah, good chunk still left to go before we get to... Oh yeah, that was a little dangerous. Before we get to Helper. There's the crossover. We just went through there. Complete with the control shed. Sorry, it's arrow keys to zoom in. Arrow keys. Please, thank you. Ah, so there is industry up here. Someone found land and they built something. And that something is served by the railroad. That is an imposing place to work, isn't it? That would... Wow. Just... Whew. Just being closed in on all sides like this. That is... I guess it's like working in a city, but, you know, instead of city, it's, you know, instead of buildings, it's giant rocks everywhere. Right side, if you're going to put a fume-belching power plant somewhere, up in the middle of nowhere is a pretty good spot. Less than 4 miles to go before we reach Helper. This might be the pass opening up a little bit here. Certainly a spectacular bit of scenery, even if it's got a little bit of sea fighting issues in low graphic settings. I'm sure it looks spectacular on a good new computer. Probably, maybe, I don't know. See another enterprising individual with a warehouse in this mountain pass. Oh yeah, it's opening up a lot up here. Which is good, because I presume there's actually a community at Helper. Houses! We've reached an actual community! That river has stayed with us the entire distance down the slope. Lovely, lovely, lovely. It's a gorgeous little area. I'm guessing that pond gets filled whenever this river overflows its banks. Must slow faster, must slow faster. Not expecting the 15-mile-an-hour zone. Well, this is going to be a little close, I think. Oh, right, I'm in a super long train, so of course we're actually pretty much there. So it's going to take a very long siding to hold this thing. Back in the cab. This is an impressive size yard. I ain't sure it's no Norfolk, but you know. Let's give it a little bit of brakes. So yeah, I think that is going to do it. That was the Soldier Summit route, the Denver and Rio Grande West. Spectacular new route from Train Simulator 2015 from Railworks and Dovetail Games. I am looking forward to seeing the next American route. Looks like it's going to be the racetrack, Aurora to Chicago, so hopefully we'll get to take a look at that when that's out. Until then, I hope it doesn't make me sit here for 7 minutes. But, am I rolling backwards? Why would I roll backwards? No, I'm not rolling backwards. Okay. This just apparently does that when this train stopped. Excellent! Drove the climb, handled the descent well. We've reached Helper. The switchers will take over. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in 2 weeks for probably a Gary Doleshall Elphaba scenario on this route. Have a great day. And that was almost exactly 90 minutes, so the scenario estimate on this one is pretty darn accurate. Unlock. Extreme challenge, heavy duty. Only scored an 863. I did a good chunk of speeding there, but hit mostly on time for everything except Kiyun North. So I guess they expected this bit to be the hard part, huh? But we did pretty well. And the game just crashed, so good timing.